Joe Cullen, many congratulations. Last on, but through a set down. What's going through your mind at that point, and how are you feeling now after getting over the line?
Yeah, I think set down. You'll probably kill me with statistics now, but I actually felt like I wasn't playing too bad. Obviously, the doubles at the end of the legs was killing me, but I felt like I was playing okay. I felt all right within my throw. I didn't feel, edgy or anything like that. But I think you sort of come to expect a fast start from Chris, specifically this year as well, because he's been playing so well. But I'm happy to win. By any means, I don't care how I win as long as I win.
We know it's been a tough year for you on the board, especially on the floor. Were there nerves in the final Pro Tours and Euro Tour, because you were getting a little bit close to the bottom end of the qualifying criteria?
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't sort of realise, because I think, if I'm perfectly honest, I think complacency snuck in, because I've had it so good over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. I say so good, obviously I've worked to get that, but being in the top 16, you don't really have to worry about much things. And even then, when the European criteria changed, you're in there from the top 16 as well. So it was I think it was a kick up the backside that I probably needed. I've been rubbish on the floor all year. I'm still somehow managing to hang on to mine at the minute. But like I've just said in previous interviews, I feel I find my best stuff on TV and when I need it most. So, I've been rubbish this year, but I've had certain things going on, but they seem to be passing now. So I think a change was needed, and I've made active steps to sort of what's the word? Word's gone. I've made active steps to sort of put them right. Going a little bit out of my comfort zone at points as well. I think it's done me the world of good, and hopefully I can carry it on for the rest of the year.
When your form is struggling, like you say, you've got other things going on away from the board, and that it's not going your way. Is it hard to turn that around and identify those issues that are causing you problems on the board in particular? It
is a little bit. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, this year's been probably my worst year for, I'd say certainly 5 years, probably more if I would look at the statistics. But I think, like I said, I think it is the kick up the backside that I needed. Elements of complacency have crept in. There's issues gone on away from the board, but you can look for excuses all you want. At the end of the day, the responsibility lies with me and solely me. So, like I said, I've put things in place to try improve my game. And I think I'm making the right steps forward. It's things that I've never experienced before. I think everyone drops in form. Everybody, but I think this is the first time where the form, before it'll drop for a month, then maybe on for 3 months, then drop for a month, or drop for 2 months, whatever like that. But I think this time it's been sort of a sustained period of a drop in form, and I find bits in between that where I'm playing well, and I'm sort of thinking, well, how am I playing well, because the form's not there. So I think this is the first time that in a long time that I've had to sort of look at myself and say, look, something needs to change now. You can point to whatever off the board, which, like I say, it's not been easy for me the last few years away from the board. But I'm not the only one that's struggling away from darts. So I think like I say, I think I've sort of looked at myself in the mirror and said that the responsibility is on me now. So if I'm making positive steps forward to try and put things right, then that can only be a good thing.
Joe, thanks for your honesty as always, buddy.
Nice one, cheers, pal.
Joe, you've spoken about the changes you've made. Are there things in practice or lifestyle or a bit of both?
Not necessarily practice, more lifestyle and more the way maybe I approach the game and think about the game. Like I said, I've made no secret in other interviews where I've said that darts would have been my first sport, but this is what makes my family have a decent life. So I need to put that right. I need to sort of dedicate myself a bit more to the game, and I think I've neglected the game a little bit, maybe. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. There was a time where I sort of sat and I thought, if I personally think that I should be world champion. Not necessarily this year, obviously. Luke's been amazing, but I should be world champion. And I just thought to myself, if I sat here in 20 years' time thinking I'm not world champion, you don't want to be one of them people where people talk about you after and say, oh, he should have been this, he should have been that. You've seen it in snooker and things like that, and it's all right saying you should have been, but you're not, and you wasn't. So I want to, put everything into making that happen, because I believe that can be.
We know the majors are where you really come to life. Are you relishing the time of year that we're at now with all the important events, obviously this one included, and then everything after that?
Was that the question? I thought I was just...
Yeah, are you kind of relishing the
Oh,
time
right,
of
okay,
year?
yeah. I thought you said you are. That's why I was like, waiting for the question to come. Yeah, I am. Like I just said, I think in previous years I've done all my sort of good stuff and then tailed off towards the end of the year. I've been terrible all year, so October onwards, I'm looking to find my best stuff. And like I say, I think I ground out a result there. And I think the last set, I don't know what the stats were, but I think I played pretty well. So, and against a player like Chris as well, in the form that he's in, I think it can only give you confidence going forward, beating somebody who's in that form and who's that good of a player.
Michael Van Gerwen's gone out in your quarter of the draw tonight. Do you sense a bit more of an opportunity going forward now?
Maybe in previous years, but I don't think Michael's the force he once was. He's still, in my mind, probably the best player if he's on his top game. But he's not been on his top game for a while, and I think Darryl did a job on him tonight. Don't think it was anything Michael did wrong, really. I think this is, the amount of times that the word level will get mentioned this week is probably in the thousands. It's a massive level, especially the first round when it's such a short format, and Darryl did a job on him. So I won't be underestimating Darryl by any means. Me and Darryl have played many times, but it's something to look forward to on Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
Nice one, Tuesday.
Joe, you talked about the sort of refreshed attitude towards the game. Does that help you in the moments where you're down and you need to find something to grit yourself out of the situation?
It does. Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, I think that myself and along with a lot of other players, it's literally your mind that holds you back. Everyone's got the ability and everyone's got the talent. Certain people might have to work harder than others, but I think it's your mind that holds you back, and I think that's what separates the elite from the good. I think I'm in the next category down from the elite, but I think that's with them. You look at Luke, Michael Smith 2 years ago. I don't think he'd have won the World Championship if he hadn't won the Grand Slam. I think it's once you get your mind right, you give yourself a far better chance than just relying on talent.
That's all, Joe.